Hello, we're coming to you from the Forbes Middle East Healthcare Summit, and I'm joined for a fireside chat by the CEO of Amanat Holdings, Dr. Mohamad Hamade. Thanks so much for being with us today, Dr. Mohamad.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Now, Amanat has been investing in healthcare in this region for nearly a decade. Tell us about private sector involvement and how it's contributed to the development of the healthcare sector in the MENA.
Private players have been investing heavily in the healthcare sector around the world, and especially in the MENA region. This has supported the growth and the development of the healthcare sector in the past period to reach where it is today. Through those investments, the private sector has complemented the role of the public sector through building capacity, building capability, and transferring knowledge, as well as adopting technology. Today, the private sector in the UAE contributes around 45% of the healthcare spend.
That's remarkable. And what is really required for the private sector to continue to be able to thrive in an environment where the public sector is increasing its investments in the healthcare sector?
The role of the private sector is becoming increasingly more important around the globe in light of the growing demand on healthcare and the increased awareness around healthcare. But why is it important that the private sector thrives? It's because the private sector is nimble, is agile, and is able to act swiftly to changing market needs. And specifically in this region, I think in the past period, the symbiotic relationship between the public and the private sector has resulted in a lot of successes in creating access to healthcare and improving the quality of healthcare. In order for it to continue to do so, it's important that the public sector focuses primarily on regulating the sector, on guiding where the private sector should invest and should grow into. And if it is when it comes to operations of healthcare, it is important that the public sector complements that role of the private sector. In areas that are beyond the delivery of healthcare or only healthcare services, I think there are opportunities in the life sciences sector where both private and public can continue to collaborate. It's just very important to make sure that, one, we acknowledge the importance of the collaboration of both sectors to the best interest of the patient eventually and improving healthcare outcomes. And secondly, it's important that there is always guidance towards where should capital flow and ensure the prosperity of the private sector. If the private sector succeeds in one market, that can be replicated in other markets. However, if it is crowded out or it fails in one of the local markets, I think that would be a lesson we don't want to deliver. And it wouldn't be to the best interest of the patients of this region.
It certainly wouldn't. And considering opportunities abound in the healthcare sector, what does the future hold for Amanat?
Well, Amanat over the last 7 years has been leading in investing in healthcare and education, two sectors we specialize in. We've completed transactions north of 5 billion dirhams in these sectors over the past period. And in the future, we look to, one, continue to invest in these two industries, but two, and more importantly, focus on our platform strategy, which is investment platforms that are scalable and that exist in multiple geographies, that deliver a specialized form of healthcare. And these vehicles or investment platforms could eventually be potential listings in the future.
Looking forward to seeing what materializes for Amanat. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much.